everybody. Just wanted to come and do a reading going into the full moon in Virgo. I have a Virgo rising, and I'm also Pisces sun. So like the sun in Pisces, the moon in Virgo, like I can definitely already feel it, and I was just feeling like a lot of energetic downloads coming in. So I wanted to do a video, do a reading, just to bring the message through, whatever's coming through for the full moon. I think I'm going to focus on the divine feminine right now. I was receiving messages to kind of like pull back from doing readings for the divine masculine. It's not going to be anything like super permanent. It's just for like the next 2 weeks. But this message still applies in general to everyone because everyone has feminine energy. It's the yin principle. It's what we think of as, our receptive side, our and our ability to sit back and observe and listen. It's inactive. It's the parts of ourselves that are inactive, that are connected to chaos and the ultimate void. So that's my little spiel on feminine energy. So we all carry this energy, and what I mean by divine feminine is an individual, regardless of gender, an individual who has the divine feminine or the feminine principle as a more dominant vibration in their day-to-day life. And so, we all in our own individual paths, in our own individual, birth charts astrologically, like our purpose and the things that we're interested in, we all carry these energetic poles, and each one of us has an individual balancing act of both of these polarities, right? So some of us are more dominant in the feminine, some of us are more dominant in the masculine, but for each one of us, it's a constant, balancing act. So with that being said, we're going to look into the divine feminine energy for the full moon in Virgo. Virgo is a feminine sign. It is represented by the Virgin, which at the time meant just a young woman. So not necessarily someone who has never had sexual relations. It's more so about the pure youthfulness and connection, like a pure connection to nature, a pure connection to that feminine principle, with just a very, very strong side to that pole. I'll say that. So I'm shuffling the cards. I'm using my mystical manga deck. This is the book. I really love this deck because I love manga and I love anime, and so there's some really interesting images here, and I'm just going to do like a freestyle reading. So like a few cards to start off with for energy read into the full moon. So if you care to leave a comment about, your philosophy or take on, the principles, the polarities of masculine, feminine, yin, yang, let me know in the comments like what you think. I'm always open to feedback and hearing what other people, you know, tend to, how you experience it, how you experience these shifts in the energies, things like that. Okay, so to start off with, we have Two of Pentacles. So again, this is about that balance, balancing those two poles. It's also about choices. This is about emotional stability. See the waves in the background. And let's see if it'll focus. Sorry, trying to get it to focus. Anyways, you can kind of see it. He's just kind of like a happy-go-lucky guy. He's the juggler, or they're the juggler. You know, they're trying to make a decision. Things might still feel very, you know, like Mercury retrograde, Mercury going from Pisces into Aquarius, from going into immutable to a fixed sign. It's like we're kind of like going over things, like revisiting things that were hard and fast for us, you know, especially beliefs concerning the collective. Aquarius is concerned with, you know, humanitarianism and the collective, and there's a lot of issues going on with the collective right now. You know, we have in America, we have the election cycle, you know, we have the coronavirus happening. It's becoming a worldwide epidemic, pandemic. You know, so we're seeing how we are connected, you know, how we are connected, and how the individual can have an impact on the collective. So your choices have an impact on the collective. You know, they say no man is an island, right? With the King of Coin in reverse, I would say yes, yet again, like your choices have a huge impact on the stability and the efficiency and the structure of the 3D, and especially like the stability of the environment that you're in, like, and this is kind of being able to sail over those, you know, it's very unrealistic, like no ship could really like survive being up on a wave that you know, so it's like surviving those shifts and making sure that you have the basic needs, going in with the Four of Pentacles. This is like, you know, this is saying like even your most basic decisions, your daily, day-to-day choices have an impact on the world around you, on your community, on your family. You know, like your food choices, where you choose to shop, where you choose to spend your money. They say, you vote with your dollars, and these are all pentacles. So there's something with this moon. It's Virgo, which is Earth. You know what I mean? So it's just telling us like how, each one of us is responsible for this collective experience. Each one of us has to take some kind of ownership over our 3D experience. We can't take the world on our shoulders because it's a collective effort, but we do have to take some kind of responsibility. So I really like that message. How the individual impacts the 3D environment with their daily choices, with even the bare minimum, the bare minimum choices. You know, like, do you get like recycled toilet paper, you know, or like things like that, just like really basic stuff, you know. Yeah, there's some like really big messages coming through because I've been having like this headache, and it's now it's going in my back, so it's like coming down. So I'm just gonna like breathe into it for a second, and as I do that, you can breathe, you know, take a couple of deep breaths, and this will help you to metabolize the energy, process the energy that's coming in, downloads coming in. Yeah, it's very, very important that we sit in meditation and anchor in what's coming in with this full moon, because it's physical. It's coming into our physical body. It's having a physical effect. Okay, so to go with the 2 of Pentacles, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So your individual choices, you know, it will help if you can choose to be kind and giving to others. If you can choose to be conscious with your choices, it's going to help people who are in this situation where they have nothing and they feel abandoned. Maybe they're very sick. Maybe they're on the edge of eviction. You know, this is a time to do random acts of kindness. It will eventually, with justice in reverse, it will, it's almost like balance, like reversing the balance of the scales. So it's like, there's some things that we have to step into as individuals to impact the 3D, to reverse some sort of karmic decision. You know, like it's almost like with this justice, I'm getting like a feeling of like some kind of like karmic, you know, decision that was made for the collective, for this King of Coin, and there's like an appeals process. There's like some kind of like, it's like they're showing me like, you know, like the karmic arc of justice and how like justice is blind. Justice is going to go along with, you know, what is fair, what is balanced. And in order to rebalance the scales, we have to start giving back. We have to start giving back. We have to choose to share this pentacle, because if this person gave this pentacle to this woman, it would be the 6 of coin, which is getting to square one, getting to a place where you can get yourself out of a situation like that. And then he has the single coin, which is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a blessing. You know, so if you choose to, you know, pay things forward, to have a beneficial impact in the 3D, by giving back, doing random acts of kindness, even at the bare minimum. Like I said, like consumption choices are coming through, and I know this is definitely like been heavy on my mind this week, is like my choices in, you know, what I consume, what I purchase, like even in the basic, just like your food choices, they make an impact, right? So, so moving along, we have strength. And in this strength card, let's see. In this strength card, come on, focus. In this strength card, I see this like, it's a little different from a usual strength card for me, because she is this warrior, like this warrior princess, and usually in strength card depictions, she's like very feminine, very ephemeral, like soft woman, you know, soothing this like beastly, you know, lion that represents, you know, our animal instincts and our emotions, and she's soothing it, but she's like ready for battle, or just won a battle. So whatever battles, whatever tests of strength, even emotional, whatever financial situation you find yourself in, the answer is to give it forward. The answer is to give back. Give what you can. Connect with others. You know, even if it's just making somebody smile or laugh, you know, like even if it's just saying hello to someone at the bus stop, and extending kindness. So work at, if you for our individual issues that are coming up right now, any challenges, the remedy is to give back, to give to others, to give to those who are in need. Whatever it is, you don't need it anyways. You know, whatever it is that you're giving, you don't need it anyways. You can see the impact on the world around you. Okay? Okay, so this is a secondary message coming through, and it's really, really, really strongly talking about emotional maturity and making sure that you're coming to situations with a good intention. So there's like twofold to this message. There's two sides to this message. It's one is to give freely of you know, doesn't have to be a lot, but to give to others and be conscientious of your personal impact on the collective. And then within your personal relationships, with the Page of Cups, within your personal relationships, the things that are being written down in the book of life, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the things that, literally the things that you want to reverse, the karma, the karmic lessons within, you know, relationships, within personal relationships, you have to take personal responsibility with the Magician in reverse. You do have an impact. You do have an impact. Acknowledging the fact that you have an impact. in person. This is all coming through for me personally too. Like, note to self, you know what I mean? Is like, come to things with a good intention. I feel like the Page of Cups can kind of get into this like dreamland. You see that little like woman in his cup? It's kind of like being a little too preoccupied to care about the intention that you're setting. You know, being lazy and bored and like lazy about things, but this has a huge impact on the stories that have already been written in your book of life. You know, if you want to rewrite some things, now is the time to do it. This is sitting under Justice in reverse, the Knight of Coins. It's almost like with this retrograde, it's and I don't usually get this kind of message for reverse cards, but they're really saying like reverse the curse. If you want to reverse things, your karma, your impact on the 3D, if you want to reverse, if there's something in your 3D that you are not happy with, it's time to give. It's time to give. It's time to recognize the impact that you have in your 3D down to the most mundane choices. Yeah, the full. It'll be a clean slate. By the time this full moon, you know, cycles through and the retrograde cycles through, you will have a clean slate. You will have a clean slate. And I love this message because it's giving us a practical roadmap, like step-by-step process of, you know, giving back, random acts of kindness, being conscientious of our personal choices. And then also the intention that we bring to personal relationships. You know, really, really, it's almost like they're saying like, start writing down what is it that you want to get out of your personal relationships. What is your intention? Because the intention has not been, it's been a little murky. It's been a little murky. It's been a little, you know, like, I'm seeing like recklessness with this Magician in reverse. Actually, it was like this Magician in reverse and the Page of Cups. It's almost like recklessness, because you're just like, I don't know, like, not being intentional about it. Not being intentional about it. So yeah, so this is beautiful. It's giving us a clear-cut message. How to get this clean slate, how to, you know, rewrite the book of life for ourselves during the end of this Mercury retrograde with this full moon. The full moon, I see it's like it's a clear slate. So leading up to the full moon, the waxing moon, write out, you know, the things that you want to release, write out what your intentions are for personal relationships. Write out the ways that you can rein in some of your personal consumption, or, you know, setting intentions, whether it's like, you know, maybe it's no longer using plastic bottles, or always using, you know, reusable bags when you go to the store. Little things like that. Like, I'm not kidding. It sounds really cheesy and mundane. But it's literally like so much of the 3D is coming through and speaking to us. And I think that's why I was getting the message to just speak from the divine feminine aspect, because the divine feminine is encompassing the earth and the planet, you know, and because because the planet is completely passive, except for like, you know, forces of nature like hurricanes and things like that. But it's not like the planet does those things in a conscious way. That's not how it works. The earth is completely passive to its cycles and to the biological forces and like chemical reactions and things like that. But what I'm saying is each one of our intentional choices and non-intentional choices has an impact on that, so in our relationship to the planet is a divine feminine. We are the active principle within that, so we would represent the divine masculine in the collective. That's why this is the Knight of Coins, not the King. I just saw that. Knight of Coins. It's still, the message still stands the same. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull like one more card overall. Yes, see, Empress. So this is the goddess really speaking, to us and saying that, she is impacted by every single personal choice that we have, and I feel like that's why this channeled message came through on a Friday. That's Venus's day. It's the day of the goddess. This is definitely food for thought for me. This is definitely a note to self to get back into being much more intentional about my choices, personal choices, like buying recycled toilet paper. I mean, you gotta use toilet paper, and it's going to get trashed anyway. So might as well get recycled and not use. Anyways, I'm not gonna go on about that. It's just an example. But thank you for joining me in this video for the full moon. I hope it was helpful, and definitely give me feedback in the comments. Share the video if you feel like others would appreciate it, and I will see you later. Bye. Peace.